I'm going to be honest here with regards to these technical regulations. There is no consistency. It's very much the same as a lot of fans are complaining about the stewarding. There needs to be, well, I mean, I've seen so much happen in 25 years. In the early 1980s, when the 126 CK Ferraris, they had a split wing. So basically, you had one small wing. So it was basically you had one wing, sort of here, and you had one wing here. So they were sort of running off a central point of contact. The FIA deemed that illegal. We then had the blown diffuser in 2009, which then grew to become the EBD as we knew it now, which was then outlawed for the beginning of the season. So, if the teams that were not happy with the situation regarding Red Bull, they should have protested at the beginning of the season when it should have been 100% clear. Do I think it's fair to take it away? Well, it should have been done at the right time. It's been used in competition. Helmut Marko has now said that they are not going to be using the same floor in Canada, probably because they don't want to annoy anybody. Let's be honest here. I mean, Red Bull have always had the jump on a lot of people, and teams like Ferrari, who used to be able to test, aren't able to do that anymore. And then you have a genius like Adrian Newey. I mean, let's not forget, this guy has won multiple world titles with Red Bull, McLaren, Williams. And it's only because he's getting the jump on everybody that everyone's going, well, that's not fitting the technical working group regulations or the sporting regulations for 2012. Fine, but the thing is, it should have been picked up earlier. But the record still stands, and unfortunately we all have to live with it. So, c'est la vie. Enough said. And also, do I think it's fair after it's been already been used? Well, it's been used, so like I say, the records still stand. Leave it as is. Move on. The Pirelli tyres. Well, let's not forget that Michael Schumacher was instrumental in developing the Bridgestone compounded tyres. When in those days between 96 and 2006, Michael could test these tyres to destruction for Bridgestone and give them positive feedback on, you know, the characteristics of the tyre, how it worked for him, and everything else like that. Do I agree that they're taking away the true racing? Well, no, because tyres are meant to degrade. I mean, a road tyre will last you, depending on your driving style, and this is true in Formula 1 as well. Let's not forget, you know, everyone uses road cars, but then you've got people like Schumi using state-of-the-art, highly prototypical cars that are being constantly developed, and, you know, there's a constant evolution of development in Formula 1, and the tyres degradation will be part of the course, depending on the driving style of the individual and the setup and how the car works on each racetrack. So no 2 days are going to be the same, no 2 races are going to be the same. I do think it adds excitement to the racing, because as soon as someone falls off, the tyres on one car falls off the cliff, everyone else goes straight past, and that driver will probably be thinking, oh my goodness, what am I doing? I've stayed out for too long. That's true. Lewis Hamilton. Yes, he does. He does. I mean, there's no ifs or buts about it. You know, if he's high up consistently enough, second and third places, I don't think it's going to be quite enough. He needs one win to start the ball rolling. So, I mean, the thing is that if we had the gold medal system, and this was discussed on a website not too long ago, that if we had the gold medal system, we'd find a number of drivers, including Mark Webber, Fernando Alonso, Jenson Button, Sebastian Vettel, Pastor Maldonado, up at the top of the tree, and Lewis would be 6th in the title charge. So, which I'm glad it isn't in, because I think that was completely the wrong idea of Per needs to do that. Let's be honest here. But I think he needs at least a couple of wins to set his title chance in full effect, and he has to perform. The team have to back him up, and if they're going to make pit stop errors, he's going to lose that ground very quickly. So it's a case of McLaren and Lewis need to work together in order to get the optimum result. And if that means a couple of wins, then great for the lad from Stevenage. The bonus question. There's always a little fly in the ointment, don't you think? Sorry. Well, as you can probably tell by what I've been talking about, aerodynamics, big factor, big change in what's happened. Obviously with the new step noses, which everyone apart from Marussia seems to have adopted. McLaren have got a slight step nose now, but it's more of a sort of a dolphin nose, if you will, rather than a sort of a platypus, like a lot of the teams. The tyres are making for exciting racing, and the strategy is a big part of it. So it's really a case that there are so many different factors. Lack of aero, tyres have been changed again for 2012. Who knows what's going to happen in 2013? I think this year is going to be more unpredictable. It's the 7th race. We're nearly halfway through the season. There's not one team or one driver that is asserting their dominance on this calendar. And in some respects, that's really, really good for Formula 1. Jenson Button, however, tends to disagree on this one. But he is entitled to his opinion. So don't shoot the guy down, guys. All right. I just think that we could see, well, who knows? We might see 7 out of 7. And I'm hoping driver number 7 has a lucky weekend in Montreal. Yes, and that is the Red Baron himself, Mr. Michael Schumacher, because I think it's time that this man has the opportunity, and I think with the way that the Gilles Villeneuve circuit is, that it will play to the strengths of the Mercedes AMG W03 with their Super DRS. But obviously there's only one DRS zone, but for straight line speed, we've seen that Rosberg has been quick. We've seen that Schumacher's been quick, but it's also great on technical circuits like Monaco. So, just under a week to go, the 5 lights go on out in Montreal, and they'll be racing, and I'm looking forward to this one, because I think this is going to be a cracker. High speeds, 320, 340 kilometres per hour down the straights, short, sharp chicanes, and who knows, maybe the weather might play another factor. So until then, au revoir, à bientôt, et salut mes amis. Au Canada, on y va.